Welcome to the Sophia Chang Show. So Harry Potter month has come to a close, and I was going to record a segment about Cursed Child, fittingly the eighth and final book / play, I suppose. But it's kind of a downer. So instead, I feel like we need to be cheered up. At least I need to be cheered up. I've been doing a lot of crying. So we're going to talk about hot guys. Now, there are a lot of hotties in the wizarding world, like Jason Isaacs, for instance, who plays Lucius Malfoy. Hello, Don Draper of the Death Eaters. But them aside, it's always the Death Eaters that are hot, right? And then, of course, famous Neville Longbottom, like the actor, grew up to become ridiculously. It was disgusting how hot he became. It was disturbing too, because we saw him as this little middle schooler, and then suddenly he's like a grown strapping lad with muscles posing topless for like GQ or whatever. We're just like, stop. I don't know if I should be feeling these funny feelings. I'm not comfortable. But my personal favorite is the Half-Blood Prince, Severus Snape. Now, before you run away screaming, let's talk for a second here. All you muggles who only watch the movies, first of all, you're despicable, and I'm grossed out by that. Now, you remember Alan Rickman, who, R.I.P., did an amazing job as Professor Snape. Rickman was in his 50s when he played that part, and he's sexy. Okay, I wouldn't kick him out of my tango room. If you know that reference, I want to be best friends, so contact me. Now, while it's true that Rickman makes anything look hot at any age, let's go to the literary canon, which is the gospel as Rowling intended. In the books, Severus Snape is only 20 years older than Harry Potter's gang. He's the same class as James, who's Harry's dad, Sirius, Lupin, the whole Marauders map people. In the wizarding world, there's been a lot of theories as to why this is, but whatever the reason, witches and wizards tend to marry and have children very quickly. They don't go to college per se. There aren't any wizarding universities. Hogwarts is it. After you've learned everything you've learned there, you go into your career and you begin your apprenticeship. So you either go into the ministry, you work as somebody's assistant like Percy Weasley, or, you go into a training program at zoology, whether you're an Auror. Anyway, so, or actually you go on to train and become a professor. Now, Snape is incredibly talented. He is one of the few people that they show in the movies doing wandless and silent magic. So, yes, you can do magic without uttering the incantation aloud. You do not need to draw your wand. However, it is so difficult to focus when you're young. The wand helps more as, it's like a divining rod, right? It helps to focus your intention. The incantation helps you to kind of form the spell correctly so that you don't end up with like a half transfigured cauldron / cat weirdness, But once you get to an advanced level, you absolutely can. And you can remember he kind of flicks his hand. I'm like getting hot and sweaty just talking about this. He flicks his hand in the movies and all the shutters close, right? He darkens the room. So Snape is, he's not only talented as a potions master, but a very excellent spellcaster as well. So Snape is 38 years old when he finally succumbs. And at that time, everybody's 17, 18. which means that when he was teaching, he was only 31. Now, he's actually been teaching for a while, since his early 20s. 31 when they enter. Think about a 31. I am actually at the age where Snape is actually a younger man. Okay, so now that's a little difficult for me to stomach, because I don't like younger men. It's let's call it the Gemini Man issue. I just saw this movie last night. Give me 51-year-old hot as hell Will Smith any day of the week. He's older, he's wiser, he's calmer, he knows how to bed down a woman. The Fresh Prince version that he had to fight was a 23-year-old virgin who had never been in a relationship in his life. He walked around with this deer in the headlights look in his little baby unlined face the entire movie. And it was just like, goodness gracious, somebody slap this kid around. He knows he's a know-nothing. Yeah, it just doesn't cut it for me. We're talking about a Snape who's in his early to mid 30s, who is incredibly talented, very intelligent, very cunning, who has got a lot of darkness in his history, in being bullied so brutally by James Potter, who's Harry's douchebaggery of a dad. And no, Snape is not Harry's dad. I love that conspiracy theory, but it is not true. It'd be amazing, wouldn't it? And we're talking about somebody who is supremely talented at a very young age, who is incredibly noble, very loyal, who's kind of that strong, silent, brooding type. We're thinking about chin length, kind of lanky hair, a la Jack White, but minus Jack White's, well, I don't know what his deal is. Who am I painting? Okay, who am I painting? Yes, I am. Adam Driver in Star Wars. Think about it. Wears all black. I mean, Adam, I can't even say his name without my underwear melting instantly off my body. Like, all of my clothes just burn off me when I think about Adam Driver getting out of the shower in that movie. I don't even know what happened in that. I don't even know what was happening. All I know is he got out of the shower dripping wet with twin engines for a chest, and then drops in on that Raya girl, whatever her name is. You could ask me anything and I have no idea about this movie. All I can say is Adam Driver. Those are the two things I remember from this movie. So put that into context. If you imagine that as Snape, you can see why I read Snape fan fiction. Thanks so much for listening to the Sophia Chang Show. If you liked what you heard, subscribe, rate 5 stars, and better yet, write a review about what you liked. And feel free to submit any questions that you have that you want answered on air. I really appreciate you listening.